First of all, let's start out by saying you do not have to watch this video. One of the things that we like to do is we're not in a situation where we're saying you got to watch this video, you got to get this information. There's going to be information provided whenever we give you a video in a written form so that you can review it and look at it at your leisure and you don't have to listen to someone talk. However, there may be a few things that are here that are just maybe opinion or anecdotal comments, whatever the case is. So if you have time, watch the video, but otherwise just study the written text and you will get what's important. Now, we're talking about a system called Quattro Enhancement, which going along with Infinity products, namely Infinity Downline and Infinity 100, will allow them to be successful in ways that we believe they aren't able to do on their own. Let's talk about what that is. Well, first of all, you know or will know after you study some of the other tutorials in this massive section here, you know that it's built on a reverse 2-up system. Well, exactly what is reverse 2-up? Well, reverse 2-up means you start with 4 people, 4 business owners that you're providing your product to each and every month. And we know that those business owners are paying us every 30 days a $25 license fee and a $100 license fee for $125 total. So you got these 4 folks. On a one-time basis, just once, you're going to give 2 of those are going to move up and 2 of those will remain. And this makes you fully qualified. What is fully qualified? That means you never give up any more people. You will only pay the $125 a month. The 2 people that you send will have the same obligation, but that doesn't affect your business whatsoever. You've done what you need to do. You don't have to add anybody, and you can just sit back now and let the system do its work. This is based on the simple premise. You get 4, and the people that you bring in get 4, and they get 4. Now, we're going to tell you right now that's going to build a massive group. Sure it would, if there was a way that everybody truly would get 4. But we know that has never been the case unless somebody does something to influence it, which is what we're trying to show you we're going to do. But let's talk about what the breakdown is. Now, just in the basic, we're going to show you here how you get these folks without having to go out and getting more people. You've got your 2 folks. If you never did anything more, you would be earning $250 per month because you'd get that same $125 from those 2 people next month. But we don't stop there, of course. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have the 2 people in gray have given us 2 people each, so that the guys in blue, that blue man group there, is 4. 4 people coming from the 2 that we started with. They gave us 2 each. Now, we're going to do the same thing we did with them. They're going to pay us $125, which now gives us a monthly income of $750. And they're going to give us 2 people. That means that our monthly income with those 8 people has now gone up to $1,750. Now notice now what's happening, because those 2 people give you 2 people, give you 2 people. Well, guess what? It's doubling the group in each and every generation. So that what we end up with in the 4th generation is 16 brand new folks. And now we're making $3,750 as long as all those people have a profitable enough business to pay us the $125, which is the goal. That's about $1,000 a week. We're not doing too bad after just 4 generations. So let's see what happens next. Well, of course, they give us 2 and we're at 32, and they give us 2 and we're at 64, and we're making $15,000 a month. Wow, this is great stuff. Uh-oh, all the way down to 20 generations, we've got 1,048,576 people. You know what? We're making $262,143,750 per month. Wow, we're making $250 million every month? Well, I'll tell you what. You better learn how to talk to those million people, because it's not easy. And if you want to earn your $250 million, you better get out there and hustle. Well, that, as you know, is the problem. We can't service 1 million people, and even when the generations go from 64 to 128 and on and on and on, we know that it's not going to actually be realistic if there's nothing added that will be able to take and do for those people that we've done. And why doesn't it work? Why can't 4 people just go out and get 4 people and those people come up with a business that makes $125 and they pay you? Well, because people are people. Life gets in the way. The same enthusiasm that they show on day 1 isn't necessarily there even on day 2. So we have a break in the chain. Well, we need a system that doesn't allow that to happen, because this is our perspective. We don't necessarily look at it from the viewpoint of the individual who just joined. We look at it from your perspective. You have a group which has an individual that just joined you. You're entitled to $125 each and every month from that individual. And you're entitled for them to give you 2 people. If they don't get 4, you can't get 2. If their business isn't healthy enough, you can't get your $125, which is where we start. That's our marginal description. What do we do for a living? How do we earn our income? We simply get $125 per month from people on a one-on-one basis. Now I get to infuse a little bit of my own opinion here and talked about some of my personal pet peeves. This is not MLM, multi-level marketing. We're not an MLM. This isn't network marketing. This is affiliate marketing, which means we sell a product, we earn a commission. Now, why do I mention that? Because it seems like every single day I find folks that I love to help out with this thing that tell me, you really got to talk to this individual because they have a huge downline. They've got so many people. They know so many people. They're going to just do so much for us when they bring all these people in. And the reality is they're not going to do so much for us because we're going to get the same thing from everyone, and it's identical. Each and every time we're going to get the same exact thing. And what is that thing? It's $125 per month and 2 individuals added to our group. So what does that strong person that gets 1,000 do for you? Do you get any of those people they went out there and got? You got 2 of them, and that's all you're ever going to get. Do you get a bunch of that money? Are we sharing in those levels? Well, there are no levels. This is not multi-level marketing. You earn $125 from the people in your group. You don't look down at the group below and earn anything from those people, and you don't look up and earn anything from those people. You simply look to the right and you look to the left, and the people that are standing there next to you will give you $125 a month, and they'll bring with them 2 people who will do the same. So, not multi-level marketing, and we don't need to know about how much the person you're bringing in knows or can do for us, because they can't do anything more for us than the stay-at-home parent who pays $25 and builds this program. They are worth the exact same thing, and they are equal as far as our business structure is concerned, and really on our personal level they are even more than equal. So what you have to do in order to earn your $125 is you have to make sure that the people who were there have a business strong enough to give you $125 per month, because guess what? They don't like us that much to give us money out of their pocket just because they want to hang out. They've got to have a business that's thriving. So we have to come up with a system that everyone will be able to succeed and give us the $125 a month, and if they don't get 4 people, they can't give us 2 of them. So we got to make sure that that happens also. So what do? Well, if we don't do it, we just start losing people. So the gains that we made this month, we lose next month. And all we find ourselves doing is constantly replacing people, telling them that they're going to be successful when we know that the last group wasn't successful. So, you know, what's this all about? It's a revolving door. No, that's unacceptable. We don't do that. Not here. So we have a system. And that system is designed to put the chain back together. We don't allow you to fail because we don't leave it up to you. We do not leave it up to the individual. We do not care how big of a downline they had in a former life. We don't care that they came into this thing with only $25. Those factors, those variables, those things do not matter in our equation. Our equation is designed to do one thing, and one thing only. It is designed for Quattro enhancement, which simply means we take a fantastic product, 2 of them, Infinity Downline and Infinity 100, and we do Quattro enhancement, which is Quattro being 4, and enhancement simply means we're adding to the existing product some elements that make it just a little bit better. And we try and we will keep faith with the original premise that Peter Wolfling, when he created this system, stated, and that is we want the average person to be able to come into this and earn an income with no more than a $25 startup fee. And we have that system. And we'll explain what makes it different. So obviously the you get 4 and they get 4 and they get 4, well, if that doesn't work, what will work? Well, let's introduce you to one of the elements of this system. And that is the placement specialist. Who are these folks? Well, they're independent vendors who fill quads. What's a quad? Well, it's simply a group of 4, the front four that you need. They put people in those places and they are paid very good money to do so. A placement specialist earns $1,000 plus a week, $1,000 plus a week to be a placement specialist. That's pretty good money. And what are they doing? They're filling up groups. But here's the thing. Remember we said $25 and that's it? Well, guess what? The money that they're getting paid is not going to come out of your pocket or anyone else's pocket. It is simply going to be funds that the business generates and are used for the purpose of filling up that front 4. Because as you know, once that 4 are filled, you don't have to do anything else. So you're never going to be using any of your future profits for this purpose because you've got your front 4. You're now fully qualified. You've sent up $125 and 2 people who are also paying $125, so you don't need to do any more. So this is on a one-time basis. And we provide the assistance to make sure that happens each and every time. And we know it only has to be filled once. Therefore, the placement specialist deals with one person or one group at a time. When they're done with that group, they move on to the next group. The placement specialist also allows us to build this thing and make it grow even further, because the same placement specialists are also bringing in new placement specialists. The one person will find others individuals who have an aptitude for talking on the phone, who enjoy working with people at that level, that don't mind contacting those individuals that have said they are looking for a position or a job like this, that they want to earn money from home. Not the business opportunity person, not the network marketer, not the guy that's out there, trying to do all the numbers and crush all the proprietary algorithms and go through their cycles and their profit shares and their percentages of return. No, the individual who wants to earn some money from home, and they don't even know about those other programs, nor do we ever want to expose them to those. We simply want to do this. We want them to be able to take $25 and turn it into an income. So if we find people in the process that can do that, well, then of course they become placement specialists. Why do we need more placement specialists? Because as you saw, as those matrix grow, there's more and more people to take care of. Well, you can't do it with 4 people. You can't do it with 8 people. You have to have a growth in the number of people that are assisting those groups as we go. So what do? This is our basic unit. We saw that it was unmanageable when everything got huge. But if we're able to take placement specialists whose job it is that on a one-time basis go into each and every quad and fill it with qualified people, then that adds an element that hadn't existed before. That placement specialist is able to take that group and provide what is missing. They don't ask the person, do you need some help? They simply make sure that if they don't have their 4 folks, we're going to get them their 4 folks, so that we make sure that you got what you're entitled to, and that is a group of 4 where 2 of them came up and are paying you $125 a month. And we then do the same thing with the next bunch. So you look at this basic thing, and there's a program specialist right in the middle making that happen and making a pretty good living doing it. So if that's the case, then what happens next? Well, the good thing is that every individual doesn't have to go out and get a program specialist. Because if the requirement of our program was not just go out and get 4, but hey, go out and get 4, and by the way, you're going to hire some program specialists to do a job, well, that wouldn't be any more effective than you go get 4 and you go get 4 and you go get 4. If it was you go get 4 and hire a program specialist, no. But there are individuals in your group, a small percentage of them, and that's all we need, that are going to want to take and actually bring people in that can do that particular job. and want to earn the $1,000 a week to do so. So that will always mean that every generation has people in it that are assisting all those around them to get their four, because they do it once and they move on. And they earn the money doing it. They're paid by the piece, which means they're paid by each individual that they put in. Then they're looking for the work. Now, I like to use the analogy that they're like house painters. You live in this neighborhood with all these people who each need to have a house painted. The house painter goes up there, sees that your house isn't painted, offers to paint it for you, you pay them, they move on. They don't go back to paint your house again next week. They're looking for other places that need a house painted, and that's what they do. These folks fill quads and at the same time look for individuals who would have the skill, aptitude, desire to also do this, so that we have folks that can be in other neighborhoods as they're created to do the same thing. So you now see the same overwhelming groups that we saw before are actually able to get the personal service that they need, because we are increasing, as we get bigger, the number of program specialists that are there to assist them. It's not a one-on-one relationship. It's not a one-on-one ratio. So it's not a huge requirement, but you're going to need to have a percentage of people that will in fact do that job, because it's a good paying job, and that's what keeps all of those generations. Every single generation has individuals built into it that will in fact be able to make this work for us. So we provide all the tools necessary for you to be able to hire, know what they're doing. We give you scripts. We give you ways that they bill. How do they have a billing system that's very simple and easy? They get paid direct. How does that work? Where does that money come from? We give you everything to the smallest degree so that you can pass on. Now, does that mean you have to go out and do this? No, you don't. Unless it's something you feel like you would want to do. I don't mean you don't have to pick up the phone and call. You don't even have to be the one to go out and hire some people to do this. Because trust me, you're going to have individuals that are going to say, and I hear it every day, and I love to hear it, I want to take this thing and I really want to run with it. Now, there's the guy right next to him that's like, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do, but I'm here. And you just simply get that person's four filled and get them to the point where they have the $125 that they're able to give you every month, and that's all you want from them. But the other person over there, you give them the tools, and they will go out and take a group of program specialists, and they will fill their groups, and they will add to their groups, and their groups will be very, very healthy. But the other person is going to earn just as much money by not having to do anything more than what we're asking them to do. So we add these people. We give you everything you need to take and go out and make that happen. Adding program specialists to each and every generation as they grow, so that you can see how the numbers would work for us. We don't look at it as being big, because we're looking at it on the margin. Each of these quads, if you will, spawns a certain amount. So if one program specialist is in there for a group of people as large as 32, so our ratio is one program specialist to every 32 people. And guess what? Because they only have to deal with them once, they can do this and will never run out of quads, and you will always ensure that all of your people have what they need to get this done. So now we have everybody moving in the same direction. That's what Quattro enhancement is. Everyone is equal. No one individual business is going to provide us any more than the other. They're not special. They don't get special considerations because of a past life. We're going to make sure everybody has an equal chance whether they do anything or not, because we're not going to allow their inability, because maybe it's a family thing, maybe it's a crisis, maybe it's just lack of motivation. It doesn't matter. The person that has that person in their group is entitled to the $125 a month and the 2 people that they bring with them. So we make that happen. So Quattro enhancement is basically a system, a systematic system that allows us to grow and proportionately add people who will provide the assistance necessary to make sure everybody gets what they need. And that puts us in a situation where we have healthy groups. Does it work? Absolutely. There are people out there that thrive at being program specialists. And they will be able to provide the assistance to a lot of people around them to make sure those quads are filled. And here's what else they do. They start somebody out at 125. They know when they're about to add enough business to that person's group that that person now can afford the $100 license, which makes them fully qualified. It's not a question of if they have enough money. We know they do because we gave them the people that handed them the money. They now have the money, and they are required to upgrade. It's not an option. We gave them the people. They have to upgrade because the person above them is entitled to that $100 bill that they're about to hand them. That's what will happen. And each and every month, that business will be healthy enough to give that person above them the $125, and it will happen for the two people they bring, and the two people they bring, and the two people they bring. Because we have a system that puts in place something that will continue to grow and continue to support you. And with that, we've spent the last 21 minutes discussing what is Quantro Enhancement, taking a fantastic product and making it a reality that for just that $25 startup fee, these folks are going to be able to get a full-time income because we're going to provide them the assistance that makes that happen. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. And this basically will do it for you. So call us, work with us, let us help you. This will work.